Ultimately, what has desire been like to be buying company equity at this moment in the private market?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've seen historically that transactions on the secondary market very much coincide with what we see in the IPO market. And so what that means is that over the last year and a half, things have been a little bit slower. However, we have similar optimism kind of post this Arm IPO that a number of other companies will test the market. But it's worth kind of saying that Arm is not your classic venture-backed company going back to or coming to the market. Arm is a company that was public up until 2016, so investors are very familiar. It's a very different kind of beast than you might have a venture-backed company coming out.
Yeah, well said. One that I'm sure many and prior analyst in the UK is rubbing their hands with glee to get back into the financials of this business, Phil. I'm interested, therefore, what we're hoping for. If this IPO goes well, goes successfully, who's there standing by? We know Instacart, for example, eyeing the market as soon as September, for example.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't give specific names given that we work with a lot of the companies that are hopefully going to be coming public soon. But I'd say that what investors will be looking at is how successful is this IPO in, say, September? Does that mean we have enough time to get our affairs in order and maybe list before the end of the year? Historically, these 2 weeks leading up to Labor Day have been incredibly quiet. I'm sure there's a lot of very frustrated investment bankers all across the world gallivanting and finding their way back to New York or London or wherever to work on this. So I would imagine if we do actually see a couple venture-backed tech IPOs, we'll see rumors of filing and paperwork between now and Labor Day, because that's the only way these companies are going to be ready enough to actually list and start trading by, say, October or November before you get to the next quiet season, which is in December.
And if you're reading the tea leaves, there have been a couple of relatively successful initial public offerings. Just remind us of who's come and tapped and what the signal is, therefore, for the rest of the market.
Sure. I mean, in the last 2 years, it's been incredibly quiet on the tech front, apart from probably just some spin-outs. We saw Kenvue come out from Johnson & Johnson. So we've seen some spin-outs work. Arm is going to be closer to tech, right? I think a fun fact is that Arm was actually started by a $3 million investment from Apple. So it has Silicon Valley roots. And so I think it also serves as a bit of a bellwether for how much do people really think AI is worth and how valuable is it to the people selling the picks and shovels. NVIDIA has certainly indicated that it's worth a lot. But Arm will be yet another bellwether and kind of indicate if there are other companies that are building on top of this new AI foundation, they can perform well in this market as well. Because we honestly haven't seen a large tech IPO in the last, say, 2+ years. And, we had kind of the SPAC apocalypse that happened in 2021, 2022. And so that's not really available anymore. Growth fundings are down. So I know that there's a lot of investors and a lot of founders and CEOs that are eager to see if this is a new channel for fundraising.
How frustrating has it been for those that need a liquidity event right now, who are working at some of these startups and need to manage their life, need to buy a home, need to put kids through school?
Yeah, sometimes it's even worse and they're no longer working at the company because they've been asked politely to no longer come to the company. And that's even more frustrating. You've got this combination of layoffs, and at EquityZen, we hear a lot about employees, current and former, desperately looking for liquidity. And I think the most proactive founders that we've talked to at EquityZen are ones that are talking to their companies and their shareholders about ways to address liquidity through maybe tender offers or future IPOs. But it's something we hear about a lot. There's still a disconnect on what management thinks is not really an issue and how employees are asking all the time for places like EquityZen, can we sell shares? I have down payments on a house. Interest rates have gotten higher. And so I think there's a bit of a kind of a boiling sensation happening amongst amongst employees, and optimistic that we'll see a bit of that release valve in the IPO market, which will find its way down into the pre-IPO markets as well.
I mean, you're all about access to startups, to private companies with accredited investors. What about sort of the global nature of that investor now? We're in a time of geopolitical tension, to put it mildly, between the US and China. How much do you think when these companies are coming to market, we will see a global inbound interest in buying US companies, or indeed UK companies such as Arm?
Absolutely. We've actually seen it already. So we've worked with individual investors that invest on the EquityZen platform from 90+ countries. Obviously, there's a large concentration amongst the US and the UK, but we're eager to see that more and more US companies are breaking through and working on really hard technology problems. I think what's really exciting, what we've seen in the last 18, 24 months, is kind of the emergence of hard tech, deep tech, really difficult problems that companies are trying to solve. And that's really piqued the curiosity of people around the world that we've seen. So we continue to see investor interest for US-based companies in cybersecurity and AI in particular. Those are probably the most common themes, which is unsurprising given the aforementioned geopolitical risks. So we're excited to see that trend continue. But ultimately, yes, our goal is to kind of bring this market opportunity to not just the wealthy or the 1%, but everyone else that wants to be included.